Thank you, Jason David Frank.
And Mr. Saban.
That's Tom.
And that's Chris.
The Power Rangers movie.
We watched it. We're going to talk about it, so stay tuned.
It's PRNT time.
This is Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. You are watching PRNT. Wow, wow.
Welcome, Rangers.
To this episode of
PRNT,
your source for all things
Power Rangers.
We've been talking about it. We've been announcing it. It's finally here. We watched it. The new Power Rangers movie. And we are going to give you a spoiler-free review.
That's right. No spoilers whatsoever. We are saving that for next week's episode.
That's right. And by the way, happy Friday. Yeah.
We haven't done a Friday episode in a long time.
Right.
We brought this to you early because today the movie is officially out.
Right. But we did get a sneak peek of it, courtesy some friends of ours.
Is it a sneak peek if you saw the whole thing?
A very extended sneak peek. Yeah. A 2-hour-long sneak peek. Yeah.
That's right. A theater called the Roxy was gracious enough to let us come in and see a private screening of the movie, and it was amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah. So many things to talk about. I mean, if you have an atom of Ranger fandom in your DNA, you're going to want to come see this.
So,
why?
Basically, if you're watching this video, you're going to want to see this movie.
Right.
The essence of Power Rangers is definitely in this movie. Saban did not let that slip through his fingers.
Hit it out.
Everything from the personalities of the characters,
right,
to just the essence of friendship that the series.
We even learned a
had.
few life lessons along the way, as is typical of the series.
This movie was definitely darker, like they promised. I wouldn't necessarily say grittier, but it was definitely darker. And it,
more realistic. You know,
Yeah.
it had almost like a realistic feeling, like, hey, you know, maybe power coins are out there somewhere and we don't know about them yet. That would be awesome.
And as darker as this movie may have been, it still had its very Power Ranger-y cheesy moments.
Billy especially. Yeah.
And it just, you definitely need to see this movie. We're probably going to say that a few more times in this episode.
Yeah, do you think they should see this?
Yeah, they definitely need to see this movie.
See this movie. Okay. All right, let's talk about some of the fighting sequences.
Okay.
Okay, we know in the show, very cheesy, rubber costumes, all that stuff.
That's
But this is a top dollar budget film. No cheesy fight scenes here. The putties we've seen, you know, concept art for the putties. We've seen pictures of the putties before. They did deliver, although they weren't really putty, they were more like Rocky. Sorry, Steve Cardenas, but yeah, they were Rocky. Okay.
They were still called putties in the movie.
Right.
And it's interesting. I don't know if I should say this or not. I don't know if it's technically a spoiler.
Spoiler free.
Would it be a spoiler to say this?
I don't know.
Do you know where I'm going with
I
this?
don't know.
The similar weakness.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, if you watched anything of the Z putties, you know, defeating these putties will be very familiar to you. Yeah.
Zordon tells the Rangers how to defeat these putties, and it makes you think of the Z putties from season 2 of Mighty Morphin.
I'll tell you what, you have to be there for the start of the movie. First 5 minutes, confirming or denying, proving or disproving certain theories that are out there. You know, it was, Chris and I were like, oh, you know, right there. Yeah. First 5 minutes, definitely important. Don't be late when you go and see it. From there, we follow the Rangers, backstories. Okay, we see a bunch of backstories, a lot more character development in this film, and it ends awesome.
That's right. To talk more about the backstory a little bit, they do it in a brilliant way. Mm-hmm. In the show, we had a whole series to kind of fall in love with these characters. In this movie, you only get a certain amount of time to have a connection with these characters. So the way they developed a backstory for every character was just fantastic. And by the end, you definitely feel like you know each and every.
Yeah, we learn about the characters as the characters learn about themselves, and the other characters learn about the other characters. Yeah, okay. So, great story. I will say, for me, in the middle, it did get a little stretched out. I was like, all right, character development. Let's get to the action. Let's see the fight. Let's see something more than what we are saying. But it was well worth the wait. The only thing about that is it did kind of end. It started and ended pretty sudden.
You thought so?
I thought so. One big major fight scene, and then it was over. I would like to see a few more. Like a fight scene, and then maybe a recovery and. Learning session, and then big fight scene.
Kind of like in Our Theory.
Right, yeah. Kind of like in Our Theory.
Which, if you have not seen that episode yet, click on the card, and you can go and see our theory of what we thought this movie was going to be like.
And then you can see the movie and compare, see how close we were. Yeah. So, but despite that, great movie, awesome, edge of our seats. Anything else?
Before we move on to this next topic, I want to preface it real quick by saying, I love you, JDF. We know by now, it has been out in the press, so this is not a spoiler. If you've been avoiding the articles for this potential spoiler, I guess now would be a time to say goodbye. But, again, it's been in all the articles lately, so I don't consider this a spoiler. A cameo by two of our favorite Ranger actors, Amy Jo Johnson and Jason David Frank. Mm-hmm. They made a quick cameo at the end. I'm not going to spoil their cameo, but I felt it was perfect.
We will tell you that it's not like a giant game of Where's Waldo. It is also obvious who they are, and you don't have to look hard.
It's also not like a Stan Lee cameo, though, where it's right in your face, and it's like, hey, look, you're Stan Lee. No. They are on screen, and it's a beautiful moment. Again, I'm not going to say more about that. Definitely go and see the movie. Without spoiling anything, I don't know how much more there is to talk about.
Let's just talk about Goldar, Alpha, and Zordon. Did they grow on us? We came into the movie, Goldar, okay, Alpha, yeah, Zordon looks awesome. But by the end of the movie, at least for me, I think Goldar kind of grew on me.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks, we've seen concept art, okay, and photos of this. And the, melty gold kind of looking character, and we weren't really sure how it was going to relate to Rita, but they do a great job tying it together. Goldar grew on me.
First off, like Tom said, Zordon looked awesome from the beginning. I don't think we had a problem with him.
Yeah.
Alpha, once I started seeing him in action in previews and trailers, I was like, okay, I'm on board with this Alpha.
Yeah, I had not really watched too many of the Alpha clips. I did watch some of the trailers, but once we got into the movie and everything was kind of put in perspective, it turned out great. I am an Alpha fan now.
Right.
For sure.
But back to this Goldar. I was not on board with this Goldar. I kept my mind open to see him in the movie, but from what I had seen before, I was not on board with this Goldar until I did see him in the movie and I saw how he played out in connection with Rita and the story. And I do feel Rita and Goldar really worked for this movie.
Speaking of Rita, holy crap. Elizabeth Banks, maybe you'll see this, maybe you
Bravo.
won't, but wow, okay, you go just to see Rita as Rita should be played. No, nothing against TV Rita, nothing against that, but movie Rita, I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, luckily we're staying up all night editing this episode, so
Yeah.
we don't have to face those nightmares tonight.
Right, but wow, okay, you should come just for that. I mean, yeah, the Rangers, but Rita, yeah, great character development.
We covered Rita, we covered Zordon, Alpha, Goldar, the Rangers.
Yeah.
I guess all there really is to say now is go get some Krispy Kremes.
Yep.
And yeah. Thank you so much for sharing, liking, commenting, and of course, subscribing.
And don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified when we upload new videos. We got a ton of new videos coming your way, a ton of interviews coming your way with the actors from the series, and you're going to want to see them. Trust us.
If you go here, you can like us on Facebook.
If you go here, you can follow us on Twitter.
And if you go here, you can follow us on Instagram.
And remember, as we sign off, our hope is that the power will always protect you.
Let's power down.
Go see the movie.